Good afternoon, Lantigua girls. Welcome back to the Wunderkammer, the Cabinet of Wonders. You may have noticed this fancy little necklace I'm wearing. It's actually a Tuareg pouch. So I'd like to introduce you not only to the Tuareg pouch, but to the Tuareg people. The Tuaregs are nomads. That means that they travel from place to place and they make their living along the way by trading goods like the art that they produce and also by herding cattle and other animals. Now, if you can see up here where my fingers are, we're up in northern Africa here. If you see Mali and Niger and Algeria, in Morocco, this is where the Tuareg live, in the Sahara Desert. That's a very, very big and famous desert. And they pass through in their trade caravans riding camels, sometimes walking. So I have a wonderful picture here, if I can get this up without much glare. Oh, look at that. That is a Tuareg herder. He's there on his camel, moving his cattle through the desert. Look at those horns. We don't see horns that size much outside of Texas. I have another picture of a Tuareg man up on his camel, and they are very famous for their clothing. You can see, first of all, the white turban, that's called a tagelmust. And then they wear robes called bubu. Yes, some are white, but the ones that we know them for best are the ones that they use a plant called indigo to dye an extraordinary shade of blue. And this blue dye sometimes wears off against their skin because they wear robes against the body and in layers to protect themselves from the elements, which is to say the sun and the wind and the sand of the desert. And as you can imagine, it is hot, and that dye begins to rub off on the skin and turns their skin blue. So some people know the Tuaregs as the blue men. So let's talk about this. This looks like a leather necklace. It is made of leather, and then it's colored with dyes. And if we were to look very closely, we can see the threads. Of course, the thread tassels here, silk and cotton tassels, but also these are threads that they've embroidered, and then little pieces of reed. And sometimes they adorn these bags with silver as well. So, well, what's the purpose other than to look fancy, because fancy we look when we're wearing these? If we take it off our necks, and by the way, Tuareg men, mainly men, would wear these out when they're traveling, moving from place to place. You can see that I'm having a terrible time getting this out of my hair, which is maybe why I should be wearing a tagelmust, a turban around my head. Might come off more easily. So once I get it off my head, then you can see if I were to pull this out, oh, I have to give it a little tug. It has a secret compartment. Now, this might make you think of the kind of pouches you see mom and dad wear when you're out traveling. People will have a bag, something like this, that opens up, and inside they'll put their passport and some of their money and other valuable documents. So that's what the Tuareg do with these bags as well. They wear them close to the body to keep them protected, even though they're quite fancy. They do want people to see, you know, how lovely their bags are. But once you get that secret pouch out, you can see, ooh, there are pockets. There's one, there's another pocket, and some have, you know, several pockets that fold beyond what you see here. There's even a little back area that you can tuck things into. So people, they do pack money away in this, and then they also pack away scripture. So the people of the desert, many of them are Muslim. They hold the Quran to be their holy scripture. And just like you might see others do with their scripture, they sometimes write out or print out verses and they tuck those away. And that's what they use this bag for in part. And also they pack away things that we might think of as lucky charms, amulets. Americans will sometimes carry a lucky penny in their pocket, or sometimes you see people that have a card into which a four-leaf clover has been pressed. And in earlier times, people even carried rabbit's feet as keychains because they thought they were good luck. So that's what they do, is they pack that full of things that are valuable to them, and then they hide them away right here in the pouch. I have to give it a little bit of a tug to pull it back together, like so. And they wear this around their necks, and they keep what's important to them close to their hearts. But sometimes they wear it like a fancy necklace. All right, hope to see you across the street. Until then, bye-bye.